Hello and welcome to another drawing session. Boo! Tonight I'll be doing some. This spooky intro is courtesy of Halloween month, so I'll be doing some costumes, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to work on this character and give her a costume. And along with my necromancer guy, because who's more Halloweeny than the necromancer? Eh? Eh? I don't know what this is. Sorry, just looking at something. Sorry. Hello, thanks for jumping in. I was just... I'm gonna be doing some costumes, so yippee! Okay. So who we gonna do a drawing of? Randomly pick a drawing character. Finding someone. Do 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 do. Ooh, maybe her. Yeah, let's do a costume for her. That'd be fun. Because I haven't drawn her no. Hello! Get some image reference up. Speaking of costumes, there's my, I'm cycling through some costumes right now. Like there's Grace dressed up as Yor from Spy X Family. Be kind of fun to actually, I think, I wonder if that's what those were, actually. I forget. Point is that what I was thinking of is, like, earlier this month I was saying it would be fun to do some drawings of, some more drawings of characters in poses based around, like, influences. So, like... doing like a Studio Trigger one would be fun. She might be a fun one to do, a Studio Trigger, especially with like anime like BNA, Beast Nation Alliance, I think is what it was. Anyway, yeah, that. So I'm just looking up a good pose for her. Something like this would be nice. Yeah, okay. This is pretty close to this, but I'm going to do this pose, but with a different twist. So I'm going to start. And the obvious thing I could do for her is like a black swan kind of thing. Would be kind of cool for her. But that's a little too... That's not far enough of a twist for her character. Ooh, this is a good one too. You can play around a couple different poses for her. What else would be good for her? Like maybe let me just check something. Maybe turn around and see all my art and whatnot and see what I can use. Okay, I got Soul Spearman, I got this, I got Castlevania, I got, which would be kind of cool for this character maybe. I got Korra. Avatar, no, just kidding, Avatar. Dragon Prince had some cool art in it. That. Zootopia. Coco. Bloodburn. Yeah. Wow. And Volksmokina. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the sound effects. That was me grabbing like half my library to bring over to my table. There we go. There. Okay. So now we can choose from a couple of things. Bloodborne would be kind of a cool one to look into for her. Because she's so chipper, so making her into something dark would be kind of cool, but the problem is I don't really... I mean, she could be the doll. That would be kind of cool. Because that's kind of her role. She's not a... Since she's a spring... She's a fae of the spring, the Sealy court. So she's not violent. She's just unintentionally dangerous at times because she likes to be in. She likes fun more than safety. And Dragon Princess, like I know I harp about like how the animation could have been better, but the art is really good, so like a costume based around that would be pretty cool. Like maybe having her dressed up as where's a drawing of her? The ooh, Amaya. She's one of my favorites. Maybe I'll make her dressed up as Amaya. The really cool soldier that was deafened in a battle, and I believe Yeah, she's. Oh no, she's just deaf. I'm sorry, she is deaf. Like, for a second, it's been a little while since I watched the show. I couldn't remember if she was deafened during a battle, or if she just is born that way. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's been a little while since I watched the show. Okay. I'm gonna get this picture of her now. Let's put her in Amaya cosplay. Why did I move this? I just... Hello! Thanks for dropping in. Doing Halloween costumes, and right now I'm drawing this character from my comic dressed up in Amaya, like in her armor set. Which will be interesting because this is not a warrior. This is kind of a but she's just a fairy. This very like forest spirit that is kind of like just mischievous, not really good or evil, kind of just like in the background, like enjoying the show. But yeah, Amaya is one of my favorite characters. Mainly because she's a really fun, interesting, like, character on her own. It's not like in any other show they would try and be like, oh, the only thing interesting about her is that she's hearing impaired. But in this, it's like, no, she's also this awesome soldier that just kicks butt, and it's like, yeah, that's. And she has friends in the army that are like there to help support her with her weaknesses while she helps them with her strengths, and it's good writing in that case. Like I've said in the past, it was never the writing that I felt was a problem with the Dragon Prince. I always thought it was just a shame that their budget kind of is non-existent. Like they it feels kind of like with Korra, where like the money put into certain things, but other things you were like, oof, this scene did not look like it was given the love and care that this fight scene was given. Yeah. No, it's good writing. It's... Thanks, yeah. I always thought that, like, Attack on Titan I was watching just at a time when there was just a lot of shows with, like, dour, kind of down storylines. So... Because I was watching that and the first season of Promised Neverland. So, it was like, hey, how about a side of depression with that misery you're having? It's like, yay, thank you. I hate this. No, thank you. Which is why I started watching shows like Laid Back Camp. where it's just a bunch of girls camping and advertising camping supplies and being chill. Where the most risque thing is that in the first season, their chaperone is an alcoholic, but even that gets solved not solved, but is brought to her own attention, and she realizes she needs to fix that by the end of the first season. So it's like, I'm glad they didn't they didn't like outright just like make it so the next season she's like, I'm good now. It's like that's bad writing. But she's like, no, I need to fix this. I'm a chaperone for a club. I need to be more responsible now. Which I thought was also pretty good writing, because it was a way, like, in the story, one of her colleagues tells her she should do the club, because it kind of was like a passive way for him to be like, maybe you could use this as a way to improve your life too. Because it was no secret that she was coming into work with hangovers, and everyone's like, oh boy. Like, look, we're not going to tell you how to live, but maybe don't do that as much. You teacher. The other thing I like about this character is that they, for all the faults that I say are with the animation, one place I think they did really good is with her sign language. Like, whenever she's doing sign language, or her second in command is doing sign language to her, you can tell they put care into that. I just wish they had put it other places too. Like the young prince, who is a good design, but is just animated poorly, so he looks like a bad design, even though he's not. Hello. Which one? The laid back camp. It is like saccharine sweet. It is chef kiss of cutesy. Like, plus it's kind of cool because it has this whole like dynamic of like an A and a B story, which I like from like Last Airbender, where like the girls in the club will sometimes be off on their own, and their other friend will be camping by herself, because she's kind of more of a loner. So it's kind of fun seeing like the two sides, like someone who camps alone versus someone who camps in a group kind of dynamic, and how that's different, and how you can be safe. It's also a good lesson in how to camp and be safe when you're camping alone versus in a group. So, again, it's all just like it's like a manual and a shopping guide for being a camper, which in this day and age I think is a good idea. Like, not everyone watches survival shows, so like having an anime that does it's a good idea. Especially because in places like Japan, there are really nice camping spots, and so many people live in the city that it's good for them to see, like, oh, by the way, like 50 miles out of the city, there's this awesome place you can go and just remove yourself from the noise pollution that's surrounding you. I know that's one of the things I like about where I live, is that There's a bunch of places like that where you can just like drive a little ways and like all of a sudden you're just like in a nice quiet area where you can just think. And if anyone if you have any place like that, you don't have to dox yourself, but just if you have any places like that you like, I'm always up for hearing about that kind of stuff too. I'm gonna give her like a she's wearing like a theater mask here, I think. Because she always will have some with maybe a theater mask with like wolf ears on it. I mean, with fox ears. Well, same with Japan. True. Yeah, I think that's kind of how parts of Japan are. I mean, unless you go into like the countryside where they were more protected, like yeah, it's. Well, you guys got awesome castles, so. And some really. So don't sell yourself short. my dad and my brother had a great time when they were in England, so. I've heard nothing but good things, and. Okay. Dartmoor. Ooh, cool. Dartmoor. Yeah, we have this one park that's like 40 minutes away. I mean, there's ones that are closer, but this one's cool because like it just looks amazing in the fall. Like there's just like, gosh, I don't want to say too much because that will dox me, but it has some really cool landmarks, and the trees changing color looks gorgeous. And yeah, it's just a really fun place. We used to invite our family members from out of town to visit that because it was just a nice place to go and see all the trees and the other landmarks. Yeah, true. Let me see. I'm gonna do more of this. Part of me wonders if these speaking of animation and stuff, like there's if these like the Last Airbender and the Korra movie that are coming out like next year and the year after, if those are successful, I wonder if they're gonna also do like the Lady Kiyoshi comic make that into a movie, like an animated movie. That would be awesome because her story is pretty dark. And they added a lot more to it in the comic, and I need to get that comic. I keep meaning to. I might get it pretty soon because I really want to read that. She's definitely one of the more like gray area avatars that we know of, anyway. Because to be fair, like even Juan, like the flashback for Juan, the first Avatar, we don't really know what happened to him afterwards. Like all we know is that he like tried to unite the world after like all the nations separated, but it looks like he went through a lot of bad things too. So And I was telling someone at work, like, if they're going to make a live action of any one of the avatars, that would be a better one to do. Because everyone's like, oh, we want to make like the last Airbender, the one about children, more like Game of Thrones. And I'm like, you guys didn't watch Game of Thrones, did you? You just looked at the ratings. Because children should not be in that situation ever. That's why those scenes were so dark, even with teenagers. Or in the beginning, with children, actually. So, yeah. Game of Thrones did not pull punches with any age group. Everyone was fair game. So why would you put that in a cartoon, in an adaptation of a cartoon? In the young adults. It's like, let's take this, like, boy who just has like a very much like jovial, like trickster attitude, and we're gonna make him in this really dark area. Ace, I'll be happy if they like play the same game. This is like, like they're like, they're not even looking at the rubric. Like. Which is funny, because sometimes with certain things, I'll give things more leeway. Like, for instance, with all the remakes of Silent Hill, I've been talking to someone about it. I was telling someone at work, like, even though I don't think that it was a perfect remake, the Silent Hill remake, the movie, was still a good movie. It's just not loyal to the game, but it's still good. I mean, it's baffling to me why would you hire Sean Penn, the man who makes it his career to like be the person in any show or movie he's in to be the first to die, and then be like, nope, we're not going to make you the main character. He's like, but this character is me as the main character would be perfect. This character isn't supposed to make it through this story. It's not a happy story. Why are you trying to put the mother into the role of being of the guilty one when that wasn't supposed to be the story? It's like, how dare she get sick? So inconsiderate to her family. They just left that entire part out of the movie. Which again, I mean, good acting in it anyway, but I thought the whole, like, making the cultists into, like, this weird, like, offshoot Puritan group was strange. Especially because in the games, they are worshipping something, but it's not any like known god. It's a very creepy eldritch creature. That's like basically the like this like psychic eldritch being that's like the part of the reason why the town is so messed up. So I'm like, you guys had a really great chance to like inject the lore into this and like explain it to people who haven't played the game and have it easily understood, because I mean eldritch is something like everyone to some degree knows what that is. Like, it's just psychological horror monster, essentially. It's pretty simple. It doesn't have to be everyone. I think the internet's like overloaded people with Cthulhu and making them think that that's the only eldritch, and it's like, well, not really. Even Lovecraft. Even like that word is long past like Lovecraft's definition, because his definition was so loose. It's funny because that's one of the few like kinds of horror that I find more interesting. Like, if you show me like a movie with like people in a haunted house and there's just violins and pianos being banged all the time, I'll turn that movie off right away. But if you give me like good lore, then I'll be more interested. Sometimes. If it's like a Korean ghost, nope, I'm not going near it. Those ghost stories are too scary. I look at those games and I'm like, Like what was that one with the students that were in the school and they were using a camera to fight ghosts? Well, there's Fatal Frame, which was the girl who was using her camera to stop ghosts, but there's also that other one with where it's like a group of kids that went to a like school that was like haunted. Yep, all too scary. Yep. Spooky, scary skeleton. Trying to think if she'd. I don't think I'm going to give her a weapon though. She'll have a shield, but not a. The shield alone is enough. The other cool thing with this character is that she like she meets up with these elves and befriends one of them because it's like this it's this one sun elf that can like translate that it somehow, I can't remember how, but it figures out how to do ASL, which interesting because it's not even America, but sure, yeah. And they become friends because she realizes that she's not really a bad person. Indigenous? No. No. I don't like spoopy. I don't like scary things. I like monster movies. I don't like scary ghosts that are people. I like scary ghosts that are monsters sometimes, but not ones that are people. Yeah, ASL is American Sign Language. Because there's different regions, I believe, for it. I don't know how many variants there are, though, to be fair. Let me make your hair a little longer. Huh? A little thinner, but longer. Yeah, maybe not. It's fine. It's going to make your hair a little longer, but it's okay. There we go. That's good. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you were here when I said this, but I'm making these costumes because I have these art. I have all these art of books. So I'm just looking through these art of books and being like, oh, cool, I'm going to draw this character in this costume. So I just opened up a page and I saw this character and I was like, oh, she's one of my favorite characters from the show. So I'm going to make the trickster character into her, which is an interesting choice because I guess... Although she does talk, so it's weird, kind of a... Part of me almost wonders maybe I shouldn't make her talk, though. Because if she uses a violin, part of me almost wants to be like... Maybe she gives the illusion that she can, but she's really just playing her instrument, and her instrument can talk. That might be kind of a cool trick with her. Like, because she has that violin... Yeah, she's that little... violin she plays, but... Well, this is good for now. Let's work on another one. I don't want to spend too much time on one, because I can color it in later, but... Let's see, who can I do next? Maybe Richard as a character from Bloodborne, or is dressed up as a character from... Or maybe... Ooh! Maybe dress him up as Grog. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. I just finished Vox Machina. Let's dress... I'll be right back. Gotta get some water. But I want to dress Richard Steelsong up as Grog. Stormdraw. And, of course, I'll take requests as well. Like, if anyone has any requests on things they think would be fun to see my characters dressed as, just let me know. And I'll give it a shot. Because, I mean, I have the internet right in front of me. I can look up... If I don't know the character, I can always look them up. Like, I just thought that Grog would be a... kind of a fun choice. That or maybe oh, actually, yeah, that or might be more fun since it's a duo to do Grace as Jester, and then do Richard as I'm blanking on his name right now. Hang on. Mighty Nine, Wikipedia, to the rescue! Ford. Yeah. You know the complicated name, Ford. Built Ford tough. The half-orc. Eldritch Blast. Wait, really? How identical? Because I'm going through something with my. Normally, a statement like that wouldn't bother me, but my Instagram's been compromised recently, so hearing that makes me a little nervous. Like, did someone steal my art, or? No, I don't think that's the case, because from what I read, it's Instagram being the I'm dealing with this thing where, like, Instagram decided, and I don't know what happened really, that I'm trying to, like, mess with my numbers or something and try and get more likes, which is hilarious because I'm not big on there. So I don't know what they're complaining about. Like, they're like, "Oh, you broke the rules." I'm like, do I look at my account? Do I look like I'm winning at the rule at any? I have like 300 followers, guys. Go look for someone who needs to be policed. It's not like I'm cheating at all. I don't even know what I did. They're like, "Oh, you broke this rule, blah, blah, blah. You should know what the rule is, though." And I'm like, nope, I don't. I really don't. Because all I know is I recently signed up for Threads, and I kind of wish I didn't, because that seems to be the beginning of the end for me. Like, today I've been trying to recover my account, but since they're stuck in a dum-dum loop, they're in one voice they're saying I broke the rules and that I need to fix things, but in the next thing they're like, "But you can't access your account, but you need to fix this." And I'm like, "Cool, but can I access my account?" "No." I'm like, "Then how am I going to fix this, guys?" It's like, you're driving me crazy here. Yeah. Here. The worst platform for illustrators, and I'm trying to blow my numbers up there. And I say that because I have friends who are, I mean, I follow people who like Scotty Young on there, and like, even his numbers aren't huge on there, for considering how big of a name he is. Like, his numbers should be much bigger than they are. Between, like, I Hate Fairyland and his illustrations promoting whenever he does a Wizard of Oz book, which are always, I love his style for that. Maybe he's got like a remote control tail, maybe, and it's like wrapped around him, like, whoa. Grace would be a Jester fan all the way, though. I could see her being that. Like, she's gonna have the sprinkles, like a stuffed animal that wraps around your neck. You're very bad, Sprinkle. Look Look, he bit me! Honestly think that's probably true. I've kind of gone over more to Twitter and TikTok. Maybe I think for TikTok, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting like I'm gonna do like promotion for my comic there. Like maybe like do panel by panel, but on a loop. Might be good for there. A good way to promote that, you know. I figure that could be a quick and easy way to promote it. Because, I mean, I put stuff up there, and it doesn't get bad numbers, but I don't know how traffic there really works. So, because it'll be like, it'll say like 500, and I'm like, wow, that's more than Instagram, but I don't know what that means for, like, TikTok numbers. Oops, wrong button. Why did I push that button? Not what I meant to do. Maybe he has like a little buzzers thing under his arm where he's like, Eldritch Blast. Buzz. Since they're cosplaying, since they're playing it. And he's dressed like a pirate. Like Pirate Ford. Ooh, they both can be pirate. It's like Pirate Jester and Pirate Ford. Yeah, I thought maybe I will give that another shot, because this was kind of like the final nail in the coffin, kind of. Like, I was already kind of like not paying much attention to my Instagram account to begin with, and then for them to do this to me on something that I'm not even sure what I did is kind of like this final straw. Like, okay, guys, cool. You really don't want me to use you, do you? I'll look up some art for, see some Jester fan art. We'll go to the Critical Role webpage and look up some. I am excited for the animated show that's coming out. I think probably next year. I bet. I was hoping it would come out this year, but it's already mid-October, so no, it's not coming out. It's definitely not coming out anytime soon. Yeah. Oh, sorry, the animated show for Mighty Nine. Oh, new shirts? I didn't see this because I'm so far behind on the new episodes. There's a new shirt out for the third campaign. Ooh, I like it. It's spooky. I want it. The zombie witch. They make good stuff. Like, I don't think I would ever play their Candelabra Obscura game, though. That seems, even though it's fun, that it was kind of interesting to listen to, it's not really for me. But yeah, like they have a if you look up online on YouTube, they have the they have the animatic for the Mighty Nine animated show. Like, it's only a small clip from it too, so it's not like really big. But just I started watching like Matt Mercer's of all his campaigns. That was the one I started with. So maybe for this costume, since Ford's got shorter hair, Richard cut his hair short for the costume. Cool thing is he also can summon weapons, so even dressing up as him, he would just have to change what he summons to a sword. I get the sword with the eye. Boink. And I should have put D&D in the title of this video. That helped me last time. The SEO gods are not happy right now. They're very disappointed with me. But I don't care, because all of you are here and that's all I care about. Some more would be nice, but I'm happy with my loyal followers. People give me some of their time. It's been so long since I've watched this. I'm trying to remember if she has a weapon. 'Cause I think she just mostly uses magic, so maybe I'll just make her hand doing like a casting motion with her hand. Oh, I mean, yeah, kinda. I was mostly joking when I even said that. Like I was saying in the previous one with on Twitch, it's very similar on here, where like looking at your numbers like live is a very easy way to like trick yourself, because all these services are really bad at being like up to date, especially when you're using certain internet providers who are not very reliable. It's like you're just setting yourself up to be upset over something that's not even a problem, probably. Like I could see like right now, for instance, hypothetically, let's say that I only see like 5 viewers. That could be wrong. It could actually be 15, or it could be 20, and I just don't see the majority because they pop in and out a lot, and maybe they don't count that. You know, it's like I personally I would still count that, but I don't know why these services try and like make those not count. Because I always say, like, if anyone wants to just pop in, say hi, and then go into lurk mode like they do on Twitch, I'm like, that's fine. I like talking to people, but if they're busy, it's like, and they want to jam along with me, and, like if they're artists as well, that's fun. That's just as much fun for me, knowing that I'm drawing along with other artists. Okay, I thought of another version for this that I like even better. I might even just draw on top of this one for fun, because I'm gonna do variants of couples for this one. So this is Ford and Jester, and now I'm gonna do Marlene and Guybrush Threepwood. So this will be fun. Very similar, but just like pretty much the same thing, but without magic. That's the only difference. Let's look at the picture of Guybrush Threepwood, actually, because I know there's ones of him with his beard. Because Monkey Island is a gaming series that like I'm really into. I know it's very niche now because like it's a game from like the late 80s, early 90s. And like, let's see what it says actually. Monkey Island. I want to see when it came out exactly. 1990. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's LucasArts. Created by Ron Gilbert and Tim Schafer. So like, the Day of the Tentacle guys. And Maniac Mansion and all that. This came out in 93. Okay. It was on the... Oh, wow. I only knew about it on MS-DOS. I didn't know it was on Amiga and Atari and Macintosh. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Little history. But yeah, here's I'm gonna draw Marlene because Marlene's the governor of the town that becomes the love interest, and she's just a fun character. And it's an excuse to give Grace even curlier hair than she already has. So win-win. I'd still say it's worth going back and playing. They have they have the remastered version, which lets you play as the original too in the remaster. But the even the remaster looks pretty good. And I mean, if those kind of games aren't for you, that's fine. I grew up on playing these with me and my dad played them together, so it was just so much fun doing like solving puzzles and like reading all the dialogue, which at times was just like wonderfully groan worthy, like puns that were just so much fun that probably fed into how I talk now. It's like Ron Gilbert, you made me this way. It's a shame that his last game wasn't as popular as his other stuff, though. He was that one. Tim Schafer was the one that was really famous on. He got really a lot of notoriety for his game he launched on Kickstarter, like back in I think it was like 2015. That it made like I think like 15 mil or something like that. Or some ridiculously high number. And much like many games that get too much money too quick, it kind of could never live up to the hype of that money. That's why even when I fund things now, after that I'm always like, there is a chance this could not be a good game. It's like, it's fine. I'm trying to help a small studio make a game. I'm perfectly fine at this point being like, it might not be good. It might just be fun. It doesn't have to be like groundbreaking, which is what they were kind of trying to do with that one, where they were like, oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to have a two-sided story that goes back and forth, and it's going to be great. And I'm like, guys, it's a point-and-click adventure game. Only some people play these to begin with. I kind of want to keep her.
The more I draw Grace, the more I keep getting inclined to make her have more features like her brother, where like the exaggerated nose a little bit, which I'm probably not going to make it. I'll never make it as crazy as his, but I do want to kind of push it a little bit more than the original artwork. Which, I mean, wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be that crazy, so. Also, there was a recent Monkey Island game that came out that was like the final chapter, I think. I do love that in those games, one of the running jokes was that like the first game was called The Secret of Monkey Island, but there's never actually a secret given for The Secret of Monkey Island. So like in the later one, they're like trying to, like him and the villain are going back and forth trying to decide what the secret was. And they're like, no, it can't be that. It's not that. That's too dumb. But like the insult sword fighting was one of my favorite bits of those games. And they tried to bring it back in the later games, but it wasn't as funny. But in the first one, it was kind of fun. Let's see. Yeah. Like, this is one of those games where I do like the remake too. Like the remake only like cleaned up and improved a bunch of things that the original couldn't do. Like I'm looking at some character art for Marlene, and it looks. I mean, you can show more, so it's just it's only an improvement on the original. Kind of change your poses a little bit. I guess one thing that one show that that I'm tempted to watch either tonight or later this week is the first episode of that Dragon Ball like that sequel after Super came out recently where they all turn into kids, and it's not GT. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to be like. It looks interesting from what I've seen. The animation looks really good. Like they got some of the people from Super to come back and do that, and it's very clean. And I'm hoping. I mean, it actually looks like they're going to make a story, which was my only issue with GT was that the story was kind of meh. Like for a story that was supposed to just be like, what if you put the Dragon Ball Z characters in a Dragon Ball setting again? It kind of felt more like, let's just put the Dragon Ball Z characters on a like treasure hunt, which wasn't really the point of Dragon Ball, from what I remember anyway. It was more like just the original story of like the Monkey King, but with like in a like more modern setting. Which is why I thought it was kind of funny when Hollywood's like, let's make this into a live-action movie. And I'm like, guys, Jet Li's already done this. he already was the Monkey King. I mean, sure, Piccolo wasn't in that, but who cares? I mean, technically he kind of was, because I believe Piccolo's based off of one of the people that Monkey King fights. Yeah, no, totally. It's just one of those things where, like, it just had a really nice... I mean, it just had a really good, easy way to market it, because it had such a, like... Kind of like One Piece. It just has a style that kind of, like, if you either love it or you hate it, kind of thing. Yeah, Jet Li's awesome. Did you ever see the movie Hero? Oh, yeah, I know Donnie Yen. Have you seen the movie Hero with Jet Li? His artistic, like, kung fu movie? I remember, like, me and my friend watched that, and the whole car ride home we're like, and this part means this, and this part means this. And it was just so much fun to just, like, think about, like, what everything represented in that movie. It wasn't super complicated, but it was still fun to talk about, like why certain scenes were shown in certain colors. Yeah, it is. As someone who was a graphic design major, seeing that scene where like they're all of the calligraphy guys are they're all doing the sumi and art, and I'm like, oh, this is hardcore, man. Like, you took an arrow just to get that kerning right. Hardcore. I don't know if I could do that. Even back when I was more into graphic design, I don't think I could be like, well, yeah, I'll just stand in this room with all these like, as like holes are being shot into the walls of my studio. Yeah, that's fine. No, I'd be like, bye. Good luck, everyone. Sorry, this wasn't in my contract. Bye. But the fight scenes in that were really gorgeous too. It wasn't even just like him. All the actors were really good in that movie. Like they just found a really great cast of like for all of them, and I'm trying to remember everyone who was in that. But it was a bunch of really popular martial artists of that time. I think like the one woman that was in it was from House of Flying Daggers, I think, and there was also some other ones that were from other really big movies. So yeah, no, it was really good. I mean, in like even like, gosh, I'm trying to think of some of his more like American kind of kung fu or stuff. I'm blanking a little bit right now, but like, it was all really good. Well, like there was that one where he was he was taken in by the mob and was like used as a weapon by them. Unleashed. Even that was good. I thought he did really good in that. And it's like, or I mean, The One. The One is such a fun movie. If you ever want to see Jet Li do both airbending and firebending, watch that movie. Because the hero and the villain are doing the two fighting styles of the Air Nation and the Fire Nation. Yes, Danny the dog. They also got that. I forget the name of the actor too. The guy who played the mobster was a really good actor too. I forget who that was though. Yeah, I like that one. I saw it. I think I saw that in the theaters, and then I rented it a couple times. Back in those days, we had this place called Blockbuster. And you could rent a movie that was beaten within an inch of its life. Like every one of those DVDs was just like barely functional because of how many times it had been watched. You know what? I'm gonna make him LeChuck actually, just for fun. He'll be LeChuck actually. He not Guybrush. Oh. No, I'll make him Guybrush. He'll just be Guybrush with a bigger beard. Because the only reason for a second I was gonna do LeChuck is because LeChuck has a bigger model in the game, so. But these are costumes; they don't have to be true. So. Once again, Grace makes him wear the costume with the shirt open, so. I think I saw that. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but I swear I've seen it. Just push his hair a little bit over, and that'll be... Ooh, no, I got a better idea for the shirt. I got a better idea for the shirt. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm gonna cut and paste that. That's gonna be a different. That's just a joke for myself. I mean, is that any more difficult to believe than when Chris Farley did a movie with Jackie Chan where he knew kung fu? Oops. What? Oh. There we go. Okay. Fleetwood. She's gonna be him in his pirate gear, so I'm gonna give him the full, like, cool overcoat. Not his goofy costume he wore in the first one. He's gonna have the cool. Threepwood the Legend shirt coat on. Oh, Chris Farley? Oh, look up some of his. It's so sad what happened to him. Where, like, I think he was already just a stressed out individual, and then fame kind of destroyed him. But he was a really funny guy. And, like, he was best friends with, like, Chris Rock and Adam Sandler, and David Spade was, like, one of his closest friends. Like, if you look up David Spade, like, all of his old movies, they did those together. Like Black Sheep and Tommy Boy. It's a shame his last movie wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't. It was kind of like what was it called? It was basically like a Lois and Clark kind of movie, like going across the U.S. two explorers, and they were like being led by a guide and like trying to reach the Pacific, but it just wasn't a fair way to end it. I mean, it's never fair when that happens to anyone, but, like, I just think that, like, I mean, in the sad thing is, his friends tried to help him. It was like one of those instances where like they were just watching the train wreck as it happened, and it just never worked out. Like he even was just like would admit to them that he just didn't know how to recover from it. Just a sad part of Hollywood that people don't like to think about, but it's there. Hello, thank you. I'm drawing one of my characters as in costume, so this one's from a game I played a long time ago, where you play as pirates, and then I also did this one. Let me see. I'll do it this way to be. Where's the other one I was just working on? I can't find it. 1 second. I gotta look around. Yeah, it's so sad. I'm sure that I can, if I thought about it, there's other ones like him, but I don't want to turn the stream into a downer because it happens so much. It's just like there's so many actors we just lose too soon. Yeah, this is a character from my comic as like and I based her off of a character from Dragon Prince. And then we have these two pirate characters based around the two main characters of my comic. Well, yeah, I'll call her a main character. She's the. This is Grace Steele's song, dressed as well, she's not supposed to be this short. I kind of shrunk her down accidentally. But in the story, she's the one that they're trying to rescue. Yeah, because I listened to a podcast recently where all the guys were talking about it. Like, I think they had like an anniversary show where they were basically where David Spade like talked with all the other friends of Chris Farley and were like just talking about how great a guy he was and just trying to be positive and just remember him for the guy that made them laugh, like because he was just so crazy. He's crazy and over the top. Like they knew him from back in like they met him on. They probably met him before this, but I'm pretty sure one of the first times I saw them all together was Saturday Night Live. They were all on that together. Which, if you said that's before your time, I would laugh because, in a way, you're right. Because current Saturday Night Live is nothing like what it used to be. Like that went downhill a little bit when a lot of the actors moved on or in his case passed away. It's like because like or like Phil Hartman, another major loss, but and the last one I say elsewhere. I won't. But Phil Hartman, if you've ever watched The Simpsons, he plays Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz in The Simpsons, the lawyer and the funny celebrity that was in the early seasons. trying to think who should I do next. This is a good start. Let's work on the next one. So, let's see. Who should I do next? True. No, I know, but I also know that was less of an age thing, and that was more of a. I remember some other people I've talked to from the UK, and that The Simpsons was kind of a little bit harder to get over there early on, if I remember right. Like now that it's on Disney Plus, I think it might be easier, but like airing even in the US is kind of state to state with like how they would show. Like The Simpsons, because I remember a time where I'm from where they would have like a full hour of it when I was in the 90s, which was great as a kid. What am I doing? My brain just kind of like I kind of just like knocked my brain out of sync there for a second. I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something, but what? Let's see. Let's find someone to draw. I think. So I did Richard and Grace. So. Oh yeah, I said I was going to draw her, didn't I? At the very beginning. Maybe that will be what I'll do because it's already been in. Yeah, let's do that because that'll be a good one to end on. Is Big Lady. Oops, that's. Oh, this is the progress I made on my Witchtober as well. By the way. Yeah. Made some good progress on her. She's this one's like I think most of the way. It's just got a little bit more left to it. Some cleanup and some background details. Yep. I kind of had a lag. Yeah, my brain lagged. Oh, this was another one I'm working on for Witchtober. I usually don't do fan art, but like she's such a great character for like Witchtober that I was like, I have to draw this character. She's from DuckTales. Magica Dispel. I was gonna. I might even actually like. I'm thinking. I do want to do something like this, where I'll get rid of that because I don't need that. Oops, no. Just really quick, move this up here. Put her on a pile of. She's on this huge pile of gold. Because the prompt is abundance, so I was gonna do like a cool like double meaning for it, where like it's abundance of power, and because she wants it like the main character's like the first dime he made, because it has a lot of like power to it because of its sentimental value, I guess. Because it's like his like Atlas Shrugged kind of like pulling himself up by his bootstraps, which I always thought was one of the goofiest sayings ever, because originally that saying was made to as a joke, because you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But yeah, no, this has been. I mean, unless you're like a cartoon character. But yeah, with her, she's got this really cool thing where like she has in a spirit, a shadow form as well. I was gonna kind of put that behind her, kind of like laughing as well. And maybe even give it like sharp teeth. And anyone out there who's like, but Sean, ducks don't have sharp teeth. They have sharp implements in their mouth. They're not teeth, but they do have. The inside of a duck's mouth is not smooth. It's like, how would they catch fish if that was smooth? So I just want to quickly do this so I don't forget it. Yeah, something just so I remember. Yeah, I was gonna do a drawing of her actually next. So yeah, let's do a drawing of her. I'm trying to think who she would make a cool Dark Souls boss. So maybe I'll look that. I'm gonna look up. I have some Bloodborne art here. Like ooh, wow, she's not in here, I don't think. But like, ugh. Let's see, the Bloodstar Beast. No, that's too gooey. The Moon Presence. That's too spoopy for her. Actually, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, what if I did that for the villain, but he's already scary enough. So making him into a Dark Souls boss would be really too scary. Oh, she is in here, Lady Maria. Yeah, let's draw her in a Lady Maria costume, because I know that everyone's gonna be like, and by that I mean the 5 people watching are gonna are gonna say, well, what about Resident Evil, The Village? Why don't you make her dressed up like that lady? Ooh, and my answer is, take it easy, guy. Lady Maria would be a more fun one because it's just a big change from her design completely. Like, she's more of a like dragon slayer kind of, in like traditional, like almost medieval / like Viking kind of gear. So putting her in like a Victorian kind of look would be kind of fun to try out. Yeah, Lady Maria was a rough boss. You walk into the room, she's just chilling in her chair, looking out the window, seeing all the crazy hunters, and then you walk in and she's just like, "Well, let's dance." And I'm like, "But I don't want to." Can't we just sit and have tea? I'm sorry I woke you up from your nap. Can't we just be friends? It's like I can't. Can I just borrow like like? It's like I like what you're wearing, but I don't want to take it off. I don't want to win it off you. Do you have like a spare in like your? I could just borrow, you know, because you're so cool. I'm just gonna like fanboy out to your gear because your swords are made of fire. Oh, actually, I'll do this. I can do both. I'll start with this. I'll keep this as an ideal. I have a better one for her. I forgot about this character. The Nameless King is pretty much what I based her off of, so it'd be fun for her to dress as that character. Well, I didn't base him up, but like just like her whole like riding a giant bird was kind of what inspired me to give her a giant. Her riding a giant bird was inspired by the wyvern that the Nameless King comes in on. Difference is she wouldn't want to hurt her pet. Man, the Nameless King, that was a rough boss fight. It's like, hi, I'm on my giant wyvern dragon thing. Oh, you took it out? No, you didn't. I finished it off. You didn't win, I did. And now you have to fight me. And I'm very angry, and I hit hard. There are no take-backsies in my kingdom. Considering what she rides in on, I think she would be a rougher boss even because like, sure, dragon's scary, but like a giant like raptor that's like got the combination of like the perfect mix of like the skills of like all the scary raptors together with the strength of the American bald eagle, with the speed of the peregrine falcon, the speed and accuracy. Like this thing, you'd walk into the stadium and be like, "Huh, I wonder if there's a boss," and then like before you finish the sentence, there would just be a crater where you were standing. It's like, oh right, these games are unforgiving, and she's even less forgiving than the game. I don't know if you've ever listened to the I think his username is Vati. He does these really good lore dump videos for all the From Software games, and I guess he made some books recently that like have audiobooks to them as well. So I kind of want to check those out. Because I heard someone describe give a good what I feel is a fair description of the Dark Souls games, that I think the internet unfairly made them sound like they're all unbeatable, but they are. I'm not the best like video game player of all time, and I've beaten pretty much. I beat the main story in Dark Souls 3. I didn't beat the expansion because that guy's mean. He's got like 4 forms, and none of them are nice. Like from the first one, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave this painting. Okay, you can have the painting land. I'll leave. We're cool. Bye. Sorry for bothering you. Let's see, what kind of gloves does he have? What is a good picture of him? So I see a whole bunch of... There we go. Kinda. That's better for his spear, because he's got like this like... spear that's like this. Do 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 do. Let's see. I'd say even just like listening to like the lore would be interesting sometime. I recommend that, but because like it's like From Software really puts a lot into their games. Like I have a few of the art books. Or yeah, I have two of them. I think I don't know where my other one went, but the one for Bloodborne I have in front of me right now, and if I was in the mood to draw gory stuff, yeah, I'd go from that, but not today. And like I'm trying to think of other cool things to draw these characters as. Like she's a giant, so I mean that's why I was saying the choice that I'm sure some people, even I was thinking when I first started this, was maybe I'll draw her as Dimitrescu from The Village, but then I was like, nah. It's like maybe closer to Halloween I'll do another one where it'll be like Resident Evil characters or like Resident Evil and Silent Hill characters. I mean, my characters like cosplaying as them. Or cosplaying as characters from different horror franchises. But does she have? I guess she does have like a long. Or this guy does have like a long, like cloak under. I mean, it's like the clothing kind of like. I'll make it more. I'll make the eagle even more like frayed and molting kind of look to it, because that's the From Software thing of like everything's got to be like a bit like loose physics on everything, which looks really cool. But I can't. I gotta hand it to them. I don't think I would want to animate all that. It's like, oh gosh, so much elements moving around. Like I've talked to like one of my friends doesn't like that kind of physics in games, but I'm like, you can't make a game with this many like bad guys and have them look like this and not have an engine like that. Because otherwise, it would never been made. It's like that's too much to animate on any other engine. Ooh, Tombos! Nice. I like those. I was using I was going over my work with my Sakura pens earlier today, cleaning up the next concept for Witchtober, which I think was the I can even rough it out here, like really quick. It was feathers. So I did this one with this just like a nice quaint kind of drawing, kind of like where it's this a hag raven with her, and then her one of her little like grandkids is like nearby asking for food. This is really rough, but like kind of like they're pulling on her, tugging on her dress, and she's just like looking over her shoulder, like smiling. Like, and she's got these huge. Kind of inspired by, there's this one cosplayer I saw on YouTube who made this really impressive like bird costume. I forget what her name is, but she made this really good one that I just sometimes shows up in my shorts feed, and it's always really impressive. But I was trying to decide on some new if I needed some new brushes, like what kind I would get, because part of me is almost thinking that since I didn't do Inktober this month, I might do some of the challenges next month instead. But like just do a digital version of them. And by that I mean I'll draw them traditionally by hand first, and then I'll photograph them, and then draw on top of them with some digital brushes. So that way at least it's like majority of it's all like traditional. It's also gonna make it so she's like, you think she's making some like crazy soup, or some nefarious potion, but she's making macaroni and cheese for her nephew. I mean, for her granddaughter. I just want to get this roughed out so I can remember to do it. Macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese. There we go. So do any of you have like or do you have any movies that you watch around Halloween just for fun? Because like I was thinking about watching Coraline this weekend, maybe. Just because, like, did we talk about that already? I forget. That movie's really good. No, it's almost... Wow, it's 2 hours already. I'm going to get to work on the comic. I meant to do that sooner, but I got so pulled into these that I was just like... kind of got entranced by them. So I'm just going to do some... work on one of the first few pages. If I can find a good one. Man, I gotta get these all back into order. There we go, that was easy. I just had to put them in by name. This is a good one to work on. There's a lot of work to be done on this page, and I started it, so. Yeah, I would say then watch Coraline, because it's the same people that made it's the same production crew. Like, everyone thinks that Nightmare Before Christmas was just Tim Burton, but it was actually someone else as well. Hold on, I'll look up his name. But it was him and someone else, and I always forget. What is Legend of Oki? I'm very curious about this. I'll have to put that in my watch later things. Have you heard of this? Legend of Oki, O-C-H-I? Huh. It's got like a girl with a little cute creature on her shoulder. I'm like, okay. Guys, why? Henry Selick. Yeah, Henry Selick and was one of the people that was the main creators of Nightmare Before Christmas, and when Coraline came out, it's like not. You don't have to. It's just a suggestion. Because there's a bunch of other ones like Paranorman or Corpse Bride or I never saw Frankenweenie. I heard it was okay. I just like Coraline because it was like a nice mix of like fun and creepy at the same time. Oh, okay. No, no, you're good. You could never be that. No, I just saw it there. That's why I was like, what is this? I mean, maybe that one's not good, but I was just curious because the artwork looked kind of interesting. I mean, the style they used for it kind of caught my eye for a second. Because it kind of has like a never-ending story almost look to it in the shot I saw, which if it's like that, then that would be awesome, but I doubt it. Modern movies they're always scared to do stuff like that, to make a kid's fantasy that dark. But yeah, like Coraline's really fun. Corpse Bride was even kind of had some fun moments to it. I thought, like, I like how they did the underworld in that. That was really fun. Like the way they made the characters was cool, and how like the undead seem more lively than the alive people was so fun. That was a really cool twist. And I mean, in that the era that they're representing, I'm like, yeah, I could definitely see that. It's like once you passed on to the great after in that time period, you're probably like, everything I worried about doesn't matter. The Underworld's great in that version in that world. I thought it was funny that in the original story by Neil Gaiman of Coraline, when she meets the other mother, she's not scared of her at all, really. Even though she looks like she does in her monster form, she never changes out of it. Whereas in the at least in the when he remade it into the stop motion, she had another form. So you were like, okay, I can kind of see how someone wouldn't be instantly like, or they could be tricked, because all she did was just like, she had the button eyes, but that was the only scary thing about her. Whereas in the original one, it's like, oh, she has giant dagger fingers and she's really big. And I'd be like, bye. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. And they purposely made him discolored. I guess alluding to like Chernobyl, but I'm not sure. I think it might have also just been for fun, because as a fun color to give him. But yeah, I like the character design in that. And the two old ladies that live downstairs that have more dogs than common sense. So It's like, stop getting dogs. You're just gonna make. They're just gonna pass on to her way too early. Eventually, you should be put on a list. But like that other scene with the other father, when she goes back there and everything's starting to fall apart, that was so creepy. I can't imagine like watching that back when at the same age as when I was young, watching the original. I mean the Nightmare Before Christmas, because like that design I think is far scarier than anything in that. Like how his face stretches, that just looks so unsettling. And especially like when she realizes that she's stuck in a game with her, and that's when things get really creepy. Like I love that scene where she has just gotten her to agree to the game, and she points at her eyes and makes the tapping sound, and then she looks away for a second and looks back, and the tapping is just the water faucet. That was such a cool way to do that scene. It was so unsettling. They just showed you how confident she was that she was going to win. She's just like, I'll just let you go off and do your thing. You're going to lose anyway, so good luck. Plus, the music in that movie was really creepy. Had a really nice creepy feel to it. I think stop motion is just really good at doing that. Just being really unsettling at times when it wants to be. Again. Like in Kubo and the Two Strings, like that scene where he runs into his family, like the two his two aunts on his mother's side. That was so creepy. The first time you see them and they're like coming in out of the fog. Oh, yeah, it was dark. They're just like, oh. I thought about it, and another character from Studio Ghibli that inspired this guy's mustache is from Howl's Moving Castle, the general. Sullivan, I have a new plan. We're gonna blow the bejesus out of them. I just love that character. Because Hal comes in and he's just like really well spoken and everything, and you're like, oh, okay. maybe this is how the guy talks. And then he walks in and he's just like, yeehaw, Bubs, woohoo! You're like, oh, okay. That's why she didn't buy it for a second. I mean, he did everything short of just making sound effects as he for the explosions when he walked in there. that general, yeah, that guy enjoyed war a little too much. No. No, I'll probably have a character based around that too, though. But that would be fun. That guy is far too laid back and lazy to be Richard on any level. Even Richard's mustache is far too wound up to to be that chill. And the other thing I like about this scene that I'm doing now is that, like, it's also showing that, like, it's showing how June has to quickly learn her limits and realize that, like, a lot of times she's a lot more useful if she just uses her head. Because, like, there's so many situations where she'll just have to be like, okay, my dad's clearly got more, like, fighting experience and has, like, all this, like, background in fighting against other mages, and she doesn't, so really she just has to use common sense a lot of times to beat people by being like, well, that guy's using a lot of fire, so maybe if I find some, like, chemical that can knock out, maybe I have something in my backpack that can, like instantly, like, stop the fire from spreading or something, or like make it harder for him to make fire spread faster. Because I mean, like, this first thing they fight is a giant plant monster, so she's just like, I'm pretty sure my mom, being an alchemist, had like some really good like weed killers. Because we used to have a really nasty weed problem in our problem with weeds in our backyard, but she just decimated them without destroying any of the other plants. So. Even here, she's just like, despite him being her for a moment being like, you okay there? You're really destroying a lot of the house while you're trying to defend it. She's also pointing out, like, it's still coming in through the window while you're fighting. Like, this is far from over. Maybe we should move this along before the house is leveled. You know, and then mom kills you. When she comes back to no house. I'm pretty sure that was one of her, like, the buttons that you could press that would make her mad. She doesn't, not much sets her off, but, like, coming back to a house that's just rubble might be one of those things that sets her off. Just a guess. I know, it's bit extreme, but she's doing like the Charlie Day, like, hey, look at this. I think I even thought of that for this pose. Like, look over here. Oh, by the way, I was also thinking recently that I said this a while ago. I think at the beginning of the summer I was thinking about this, and I kind of forgot about it for a while. But I do want to get back to trying to set up my print on demand. Like, I think I have, what's it called, Imprint. Like, that site is really good. I think I made an account with them because it was super easy. And I was going to start to try and put some stuff up there. So I'll definitely, I'll make an announcement when I actually get it up on there. Because there's a couple I really want to post on there, like the, that one, Blood Witch I want to put up on there to be on sale. And a couple of these, a couple of these challenge ones, like the, let's see, I can like this one. That one came out really good. I really want to make that into a print. I'll clean it up a little bit more, but I really like the concept. I think if I just add a little bit more to it, it'll be really good. Plus, this is the JPEG, so it's much further along, I believe, in the full. Or like this one would make a fun print. Or this one for sure. Well, actually, I don't know if I can make this a print because it's a I draw this in your style, so I probably can't make this into a print, but which is too bad because that one came out really good. But let's see, there was some other ones. Oh, here's the Blood Witch. This one, I just need to I need to flatten this one out to begin with, because this is one of my biggest files. It's over 2 gigabytes. But it came out really good, so I'm really happy with it. And this will make an awesome post, like a mini poster. Like an 11 by 7, like I could see this like on a it's too square to be 11 by 17, but you know what I mean, like something like in that size range. Or where were some other ones? I had a couple that are really cool ones. Well, like this one too. I would clean this one up a little bit more, but not much. It looks pretty good. It's the it's actually another cool like promotional piece for the comic. So it's the first time that June meets, I'm not June, that Grace meets the dinosaurs. So very scary monsters. Yeah. And that's the she's holding the baby the baby T-Rex, and the mother is just like not too happy. But she's just trying to bring her back. But at the same time, she notices that she's worried about the forest spirit that's fused with the mother T-Rex, because she's worried that they might not be compatible. So a big part of the story there is that she's going to be trying to like take blood samples and stuff of this creature that's trying to just like trample her, because that's how she is. She doesn't see them as like monsters. She sees them as just any other wild animal, and she's careful, but she doesn't want them to die because they're unfortunately like mixing with a creature that shouldn't combine with them. Like she's worried that like one will come. She wants to make sure that the forest spirit doesn't get any stronger and could become dangerous for its babies, for the T-Rex's babies, because she likes dinosaurs way more than forest spirits. So let's see if there's another one. But yeah, there's a lot of choices. Oh yeah, I can't make that one, unfortunately. Let's see if there's anything else I could make into it. This one's kind of cool. I might make this one into something too. It's another Witchtober, but it was from last year, I think. Like this, I'll probably clean it up a little bit more, but the like a insect witch. It's a little bit chaotic here, but that's because back then I was still I was starting to learn more about like setting up these scenes, whereas now I'm a little bit more subdued in some areas, and I know when to use the when it's okay to go over the board, when you should hold back and just use the color and the form of the drawing to tell the story. But yeah, I have a couple options for to start off with the print on demand. Thank you. How are we doing on time? I should probably call it pretty soon. That's actually a good place to probably call it. I'm gonna just clean this one frame up a little bit and do a little bit drawing off air, but like it's already 9:30 here and oops. There. So got these three. I mean, these three already are looking pretty good. I need to clean up these two on this page and then go back over everything and color it. But it already looks way better. The nice thing about this page is that it's really more about just cleaning it up. I like how I framed everything here. So like this scene is pretty. This fourth panel is pretty epic, where she just gets like she didn't realize how dangerous the situation was, and she just gets like instantly slammed by this thing. Like it knocks her off her feet. And then like over here it's growing into this big monster that he's fighting. Because in the original I had him fighting a lot of small little things, but I think I kind of decided that it was more fun than like making a mystery what he's fighting until you see like that last panel. So, yeah. So just save this. And on Friday I'll clean up the costumes a little bit more at the beginning, and I'll have more time to work on the comic afterwards. So look forward to that, because I do want to get this page done this week, or at least like the line work would be nice to get done, and the line work and the flats are my goal for this week for this page, because I did almost get I got a lot of that other page flattened out. Because I want to simplify like the coloring a little bit too, because I want to get this done faster. So yeah, definitely does, I think. But thanks for sticking around. It's so much more fun drawing with someone else around, as usual. And yeah, I'll be back on Friday and we can do more drawing, and I'll have to check out and see check your channel out to see what you've been working on. Like I meant to yeah, maybe I'll even do that tonight before I go to bed, see if I missed anything, but because I'm sure I have. But yeah, I definitely want to see if you've made any new drawings with your art supplies. So hope you're having fun with all that stuff this month. Inktober's really fun. I definitely recommend like doing one or two. I wouldn't I know a lot of people are like, oh, you gotta be hardcore, you gotta do them all, and I'm like, but then you're gonna do a bunch of rushed jobs. Like, I mean, if you have like really small drawings planned for each of the prompts, that's great. But the way I draw, I put far too much into thing. I want to make these big scenes, so I'd rather do like maybe like 8 to 12 at most for any month. That's why I like this list for Witchtober that I'm doing, because it's only 16 prompts. So even if I'm probably only going to do 8 of them. So, and that's plenty. Eight drawings that all look really good is way better than 30 that are all scribbles that I would have to redraw anyway. So, that's just my thought. But yeah, I hope you have a great night and great rest of your week, and I'll see you all on Friday, I hope. So, enjoy the rest of your week.